Boys. Ladies and gentlemen, Siouxland United FC would like to welcome you here to Bishop Hill Memorial Field for tonight's home game of the 2026 NPSL season in premier partnership with Remax, Ho Chunk Capital, the YMCA, Thrive Health, and all our other incredible sponsors who make our 2025 North Conference Champion season possible. More on them in a little while. Tonight's matchup is between the Duluth Blue Greens and your Siouxland United Outlaws. We'd like to quickly thank our incredible game day crew, volunteers, security team, and media staff, thank you for making this event possible. We couldn't do it without you. Along with our officials for Fishing Tonight's match and CNOS for providing us with their services as our athletic trainer. It is a balmy 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 21.1 degrees Celsius, with a slight overcast here in the Siouxland area. I'm excited for this one, folks. As always, my name is JD Amaro, and joining me here is the one and only Alex Schuler. Alex, how are we feeling for tonight's match?
Good, JD. A little overcast weather tonight on this Friday night here in June, but should be a great matchup. You know, two teams vying for the top spot in the NPSL North Conference tonight. Could be a lot of things determined heading towards the playoff push as we'll get through the starting lineups here very quickly. For your Siouxland United Outlaws, you have Foster and net. You have Seguchi at left back, Abdallah, the captain at left center back, Sasaki at right center back, and Kushida at right back. Midfield diamond of Spencer at the base of the diamond, Myler and Ngaki on the left and right sides, respectively. K2 Mufafane is the attacking midfielder, and Urakami and Ogawa up top will lead the line tonight. Ogawa had a very good game the other night, JD, so he'll look to build on that. Your Duluth Blue Green starters, you have number 4 Porter, the captain tonight. You have number 26 Warnod, number 3 Wilson, number 5 Wiles, number 6 Size, number 7 Sulimana, number 8 Gomez, number 9 Davidson, number 10 Verto Boreas, number 11 Magalnes, and number 14 Rossman.
Definitely, Alex. I am very excited for tonight's matchup. As you mentioned, these are the top two of our conference. So it should be an interesting matchup here as the Outlaws are looking to continue to defend their home turf as we have not taken a single loss on the home turf, if I recall correctly, this season, Alex.
Yeah,
So it's definitely one for the books tonight. One that like I mentioned before, I'm personally excited for this. It's always good to see the top two teams face off. It's always makes it for an interesting game, no matter what sport we're talking about here. Right as the Blue Greens look to start us off here with the Outlaws collecting a beautiful header there. A little bit of pressure up on the right side,
for
but it rolls out of play.
For
And
sure, JD. And for those watching the stream, just to be clear, the Blue Greens are in the navy tonight, and your Siouxland United Outlaws are in the orange, given that's the two colors the Outlaws have sported throughout the season here at Bishop Hela Memorial Field. So as the Blue Greens look to get on the front foot right away here, you can hear a raucous atmosphere in the background with some music blaring.
it's always good to build atmosphere on the show here. Shout out to the one and only Adam Dean for providing us with our incredible environment. Just no one does it quite like him. As we're up here in the top left of the box here, a lot of pressure, a lot of traffic here provided by the Outlaws, but Duluth FC is looking to draw it way back and really reset the momentum here as we end up in the back line. Wiles way up the pitch here.
Yeah, and as we were saying, JD, kind of the breakdown that we talked about a little bit the other night with the standings and the respective to the playoff push here is it's a pretty much a regular season league title match tonight. You could say in some aspects with Duluth playing a lot of games here in a short span, but they still are in a position where it could come down to them and Siouxland United based on this result tonight for first place in the regular season conference, which would mean home field advantage through the playoffs as well. And for those that don't know, or just a refresher, last year Duluth, I believe, did win the conference in the regular season, but then got upset in the first round of the playoffs. Siouxland ended up winning the playoffs for the North Conference, so it's a battle of the two champions from last year, you could say, JD.
It is. It is most definitely, Alex. The 2025 North Conference playoff champions facing off against the regular season champions of last year. Both teams playing 10 games this season so far. Duluth having 7 wins. Siouxland United trailing behind by 1 at 6 here. Oh, never mind.
Not a correct, JD there. The Blue Greens have only played 5 of their 10 games so far.
Oh, Sorry, Alex. I was looking at last season's
Yeah,
standings.
JD, I knew you were a little bit late to the box today, but you're a whole year late, dude.
You know what, folks? It's always good to have a refresher. See what's on the line from last season.
Yeah, fit.
We were talking about last season right before we brought it up. So
Come on, JD. You're
just
better than this.
the subconscious, folks. The subconscious is an incredible thing here.
Man, you've been sucked into World Cup fever too much. It's messed with your brain
Yeah,
looking at all those tables.
I don't want to give myself excuses, but he's not lying. I'm starting to mash up games together. It is incredible between the professionals and the semi-pros. I've been doing a lot of commentating for some of the summer leagues as well.
For sure. I just got to keep you on your toes tonight with all these home games in
I
a short
appreciate
span for the
I
Outlaws,
I
JD, right?
appreciate it, Alex. But do you have to embarrass me on live broadcast day?
Uh, you'll be all right.
It's all good. We love it, folks.
You
Thank you
have a
for
voice
joining
for the
us.
broadcast. I don't. I need to cling on to something, JD.
It's always good. No,
Yeah, and as you guys are seeing on the stream, we have a nice back and forth game kind of to start here, kind of the ball kind of going end to end. And, it looks like once again a nice little tactical matchup. You got Siouxland United playing their traditional 4-4-2 with a diamond in the center. And it looks like the Blue Greens are lining up in a variation of a 4-3-3. Obviously, again, those wingers high, the attacking mid just underneath the striker there. So it'll be a lot of individual battles on certain areas of the pitch in those wide areas. Duluth wingers versus Siouxland United outside backs, which I think will be a key area tonight, JD.
should definitely hear Alex as the Blue Greens looking to make a short pass right past the Red Sioux sign here. Thank you to them for sponsoring us this season. As we end up in the back line with Abdallah. Abdallah looking to reset here. Gives it a short pass up the mid. Finds himself once again with the ball here. Outlaws trying to attack up the middle here, but Blue Green is just not letting them. Kind of forcing them on the outside. A little bit of
Yeah,
pressure.
definitely you can see the lines defensively there from Duluth as Duluth putting a little bit of pressure on the Outlaws to kind of speed them up there and make them play a little bit direct, JD. So yeah, and as we were saying, there's been some very competitive matchups between both these squads lately. They tied earlier this year, in one of Siouxland United's earliest games in the year is for Duluth as well. So, obviously, as you know, throughout a season, year teams change, programs change as well. So it'll be interesting to see if anything's different tonight. A draw kind of keeps the standings as is. Siouxland United has a 6 point lead over Duluth right now, but Siouxland United's played 7 games, Duluth has played 5. So obviously, with that logic, 2 wins for Duluth obviously brings them level, which goal difference could be in play and all that fun stuff. So the Outlaws really want to take care of business tonight. Get a win, get a draw, something to, you know, take that step further to the regular season title potentially. JD.
Definitely, Alex. Dangerous throw in by Duluth. Fortunately, Abdul Abdallah just able to redirect that ball in midfield there on that throw in as the Outlaws collide with the Duluth FC in the middle of the field here. Abdallah finding himself here. Decides to give it up. Never mind. Brings it around to Foster. Foster pushes it up right side. A lot of redirecting here. Some good synergy for the start of the match here as we enter the 6 minute of the opening half.
Yeah, as you can really see, both teams are going for it, and that's kind of the nature, like we were saying about how it's set up tonight. You could say, Duluth plays Siouxland tonight, and then they turn around. They're doing the kind of the I-29 double trip with playing the Sioux Falls Thunder on the road tomorrow night. So within the next 24 hours, it's a big 24 hours for the traveling Blue Greens, and then yeah, like I said, the Outlaws have this game Friday night and then wrap up their home slate on Tuesday next week. So we'll be back in the box together for 3 times in 8 days, JD. We're probably getting sick of each other by then.
Starting off the season, it's always great to see you, Alex. But by the end of the season, sometimes a break's needed. It's not you, it's me.
Right. I mean, there are worse jobs, there are worse things people have asked us to do, that's for sure. I mean, we're in the air-conditioned box, great facility, great crowd tonight on hand as well.
Wonderful.
See a lot of people sporting some USA gear as well as the Outlaws gear for those that watched USA match earlier today. USA qualified for the last round of 32 at the World Cup, the first time in history that's happened after just 2 games, JD.
You'll love to see it as a member of these here United States of America. You'll love to see it. As I'm sure there was a lot of spillage from tonight's watch party here at Memorial Field. It's always great to see the community come together to enjoy this great sport here as Duluth FC carries it right to the right side. Opportunities here. Numbers, not a lot of numbers forward, but able to break the line. But right as I say that, of course, they decide to reset in the back line here. Decides to push it up right side. Outlaws applying a bit of pressure there. Mofone really chasing down the ball there. Espinoza, I believe.
Great little turn from Ogawa there. It's brilliant stuff in those tight spaces, JD.
Definitely, excuse me there, Jason Spencer applying the pressure there.
Yeah, and as we've seen over the last couple home games, Ogawa getting the start up top again. He's been a danger man. He's been a guy who can proven to score goals, and obviously up top with them Urakami today. And it seems like Coach Trent is potentially trying to get some matchups differently. It seems like there's been a few different partners with Ogawa today, or the season, excuse me, in their system. But obviously, I think maybe Coach Trent saw something in film, saw something as a scouting report where, he knows how big of a game this is. You got to make those adjustments, obviously, as a coach.
Definitely, Alex. Unfortunately, Spencer lost the ball there, but we get back with Sasaki. Sasaki passes it up right side here. Bit of an opportunity as Mofone on top of the box, and it rolls just out of play, falling into the hands of Duluth FC up there at Chesterman's and Powerade. Thank you to those guys for sponsoring us this season. I could really use a Powerade right now.
For sure, JD.
Always always a great drink of choice here. Right as it looks to fall out of play on Duluth FC, so the Outlaws are going to be able to grab it right here at the top of the North YMCA here. Thank you to the guys for sponsoring us here. A lot of pressure. Beautiful crossing, but responded well by the Blue Greens
Good little sustained pressure from the Outlaws here. Can they make it pay off?
potentially here.
Got to pick someone out on that cross. So JD, you have that sustained amount of pressure, and you know, this is one of those games. Both even though Siouxland's a very young team in this, you've had a bunch of close games, a bunch of tight games, obviously in this rivalry to kick things off, and yeah, I fully expect another tight, competitive game tonight, and it's going to come down to one chance, one goal, one mistake.
A lot riding on the line for the conference here, folks.
Let's turn it down. Wells.
A lot of pressure put into the box. Outlaws having a lot of opportunity here tonight, as I believe it is a goalkeeper kick for falling into the hands of Duluth FC. That would be,
Good little sprayed ball out to the right there, and the Blue Greens looking to go forward quickly here, JD.
I believe that's Austin Warned in the box for Duluth FC, the Blue Greens. Let's check my votes here as we have opportunity. Pressure up the left side. Mofome by himself, plenty of acreage. Decides to beautiful cross.
Great ball back post. Good defending there from the Blue Greens, I must say. They've obviously identified Ogawa as the danger man, got tight there, won the foul, and now they're on their way out. Good positioning there, I must say, from the defender.
Great positioning, good tactic there. Ogawa, as you mentioned, Alex, definitely a danger man as he was the only one there and just short on the
Yeah.
back post here as
And as you can see here, the Blue Greens, they are playing a little bit more direct, but they're kind of lining up their front four almost to maybe go man to man potentially with the Outlaws and stretch out that back line to obviously create some gaps here. As you can see, they're leaving their wingers pretty high, attacking mids pushing high, and it's almost trying to bypass the first line of pressure potentially. And then obviously, yeah, just play on the knockdowns, play with some speed, and then break lines that way.
should be interesting to see as we are back in the box here with Abdallah. Abdallah on the left side, taking his time here, really filling out the field here. Suzuki on the right. Short passes up the midfield here. Deep pass right side. And it's just going to roll out of play, falling for the Blue Greens. Quick thank you to our sponsor, Remax Experience, our premier team partner, delivering championship service on and off the pitch. As the Blue Greens are going to make a short pass. Looking like it's off the foot there.
Sulemana.
Sulemana.
Yep, he's been popping up in some dangerous areas and a good win there from Ogawa on the track back and relieves a little bit of pressure there. And yeah, about 12 minutes into this match, JD, I definitely say it's an interesting game. No real chances to speak of either right now, given, no. I think we have one corner maybe potentially, so not many times for sponsors, unfortunately. So hopefully both the teams get some more attacks and we can get those shout outs to all the great support we get from all the companies and everyone here in Siouxland.
Absolutely, Alex. Thank you to the companies and families who make our season possible, allow and enable us to bring you this incredible action and keep the AC on for us.
Definitely. Great little run there from Mapome.
Opponent, right, cuts it in the middle.
A fantastic run from Ogawa. He just didn't see him.
I think it's just
Might get
moments,
it to him anyways. Ah, just a bit
just
offsides, I think there, JD.
just a step too slow there, Alex. As you mentioned, Ogawa just able to get into a dangerous position, but Mafona just didn't see him, Alex. And I think that's kind of the things we were talking about earlier. Mistakes like that that are gonna potentially cause some slippage in points here. One of those things that you don't want to see from your Outlaws because that might end up costing them the match. They're just little mistakes like that, but you know, easier for us to say up here in the box, and I'm sure it is out in the fields.
Right. Yeah. And the thing you got to be careful of is mistakes in a tight match. As I said at the top, it may come down to something like a mistake. It may come down to moments of brilliance, but yeah, as a coach, you got to prepare your team the best you can to get in those situations and obviously build from that as well.
Gabriel Rossman, I believe, pushing it out of play. Top of the box as we get a deep pass here, intended for Ogawa, and we get a third throw in here in about 20 seconds.
Yeah, and as we were saying, so if this game were to end in a draw, long, long, long way to go. As we know, JD is this sport we love can turn in a moment's notice. It would leave first place still open, even though Siouxland United would have a 6 point lead with Duluth having those two games in hand. It would potentially come down to a tiebreaker or two in that situation with both the games ending in draws. So that's why Coach Trent, when I was speaking with him yesterday, he really obviously wants to take care of business today. A win today pretty much locks up the North Conference, doesn't leave anything to chance, goal difference, all that fun stuff. And we don't have to get our calculators out in that regard, JD. So, yeah, so really big game. You're going to see I think, some bold moves potentially from coach and, hopefully to get this done and dusted tonight.
That's right, Alex. As Hoki Ogawa, top of the right box there, just unable to maintain control here, and so it falls back into the possession of the Blue Greens.
Okay.
Like you said, like we keep saying, Alex, a lot riding on tonight's match for both teams.
And he looked to step off sides there, but the AR might have missed it. Great tackle there from Siouxland.
Great tackle there.
As Sulemana seems to be the danger man and another great tackle as well. The referee's doing very well here, and that looks like a foul.
As
Little physical play right there is two great tackles back and forth though, JD, on some recovery runs, and that kind of highlights the physical competitive nature this game's going to bring out, I think.
Gabriel Rossman there staying down for the Blue Greens. He's not looking too hot as CNOS steps onto the field here. Thanks to them for providing us tonight with our athletic trainer. That last tackle there by Yamato Urekami. Excuse me.
Yeah, and it looked like his ankle just turned a little bit, and that's something you don't want to see after they got tangled up top, just a little twist. And, in a game like this, you hope it's nothing too bad. You
Definitely.
don't want to see a situation like you possibly saw yesterday, potentially in the Canada game, um, where Kone went down with a very gruesome injury, obviously. So,
I don't know if folks watched that game, but I remember watching that game and just hearing the snap. Just a haunting sound. Rossman solely sitting up here. But Alex, definitely, I would say tonight's first example of really how fast the tides can change in a match like this here. As we were already down by about the 30-yard line in Duluth territory, and in a matter of seconds, we find ourselves at the 35 into outlaw territory.
yep.
As Rossman slowly stands up here, not putting a lot of weight on that ankle there.
Yeah, and like I said, you hope it's nothing too bad, obviously, with it being so early in the match, but it looks like Duluth might have to use a sub this early in the game, unfortunately, but we'll keep you posted on that, folks.
As number 2 looking to take off his jersey there. looking like helped out by
And he's heading straight. So we got a substitution already on tap. JD looks like
Matis
number two.
Valsecki.
And
Mathis Valsecki stepping on for the Blue Greens here.
yeah, definitely something you don't want to see. And as I said, Duluth is this is the first game of a 2-game road trip for them. So obviously they got to turn around, no recovery time, play the vaunted back-to-back days that you sometimes see at the college level that I deal with sometimes as a college coach. The back-to-back or the 2 games in about 40 some hours as Siouxland's here through quickly, just a bit offsides on that one, JD.
Offside there, Alex, for the Outlaws. As the Duluth FC looking to recollect possible momentum here. Gomes
And it looks
top.
like Siouxland's delaying their press a little bit. It was a bit more high the other night against Dakota. Lovely there from the substitute just on the field.
Valsecki really starting to look for revenge here on his teammate, as that could have been a potential handball, but the ref has better view than we do,
Yeah, and it's like I say sometimes, ball don't lie, JD, and ended up on Siouxland's foot anyways.
which will play those here as a forward pass there from the Outlaws there. Coming out of Mailer.
Yeah,
Not quite sure what he was looking at there.
yeah, those are the types of balls I would imagine the Blue Greens are fine with. You have a good line there. Siouxland. You have to get those balls through pretty accurate to obviously drop it in between the back line and the keeper if, everything's in good position, good shape as well. So, yeah. And like we said, it's been a game of very, very few chances. I would probably even say neither team's had a clear-cut chance, and we're almost 20 minutes into the game, JD.
Definitely not here. As the Blue Greens will fulminate putting pressure here. Valkyr, top of the box.
I'm hoping it's a curse of the commentator. We see some chances soon.
It should be here as Duluth fighting on top of the box there with Kushida.
Great defending there from the right back for the Outlaws.
Kushida just providing some incredible defense as we find ourselves resetting with Duluth FC. Looking like Mofomne really putting the brakes on there with some assistance from Mailer.
Yeah, Duluth really growing into this period of the game, and here seems one of their danger men, Suleimana. Great ball through.
Dangerous opportunity there.
Foster, I think, just got a touch on that, JD, and put it off the blue-green attacker
Well,
out for a goal kick.
it looked like that as Seth Davidson of the Blue Greens just having really really having a breakthrough moment there. Potentially our first sort of dangerous moment for tonight's match,
Yeah.
Alex.
Well, and let's don't forget last game, Siouxland just here 3 days ago, Siouxland definitely controlled the game against Dakota Fusion, and late it did get a little bit dicey. And if not for a big save from Foster right there, the standings at the 2-1 on Tuesday night in the last minute, JD, of stoppage time.
It definitely was.
It could be a very different picture and scenario heading into tonight. So he's used to making big saves and came up big there.
But it's facts like that, Alex. How fast the momentum and honestly the score can change in a game like this that makes the match worth watching
Yoshida
as it
tries to hit
falls
that into the creek.
way out of play
That
here.
one might be going. Oh, stopped by the fence.
Stop by the fence there.
Owner Adam Dean patiently watching where the ball ends up so we can figure that out when the lights go off later tonight.
I feel bad for the ball boy having to
If
run out there.
I'm assuming those game balls are not cheap if they're anything like the college game balls I have to purchase.
Definitely not, Alex, as we get an off the post field goal there from Duluth FC.
Thankfully for the Outlaws, that does not count as 3 points for the Blue Greens.
It does not, as Mathis Valsecki, the sub, able to score a 0-point field goal for the Blue Greens. Foster finds himself here on top of the box. Quick thanks to Thrive Health, the recovery team behind every comeback, for sponsoring us this season, along with Ho Chunk Capital, investing in a stronger Siouxland and stronger Outlaws. Speaking of strength here, hopefully, looks like Foster should be going for a strong deep kick here up the right side, and he does.
Might have to make an adjustment on our end, like the coaching staffs usually do, JD, since we're not getting so many corners. We might have to give sponsors shout out on goal kicks tonight.
Maybe Both teams really maintaining possession here. Unfortunately, I think, in my opinion, looking like the Duluth FC are having more dangerous opportunities tonight than the Outlaws so far. But we are only in the 23rd minute of the first half, so definitely a lot of time for play here for the Outlaws to kind of jive and get that synergy back as we get one here.
I see just a few too many of those like half direct, half diagonal balls, I think, from the Outlaws right now. And I think credit to Duluth, they're really limiting the Outlaws' movement. The Outlaws haven't really been able to get in any rhythm, break lines possession wise. And, you know, like I've said a couple times, it's going to be a tight game. You know, Duluth's quality side, who's been one of the powers in the North Conference before Siouxland United came in, and they still are a very solid side along with Siouxland United. So can't say I'm surprised, but obviously as a hometown feed, you know, you hope the team in orange strikes first.
Definitely, Alex.
But
Pressure.
there's definitely some adjustments I think they need to make, you know, and obviously that comes down to the coaching staff, you know, reading the game and obviously making those adjustments to give the Outlaws success. And here's a moment if they can break, got to get some numbers forward though. So Gawa does seem a little bit isolated today, and the referee sees nothing in that.
Bit of Kami all by himself at top of the box there. Just didn't have any sort of support that he would have needed to really create that into a golden opportunity for the Outlaws. As we find ourselves once again back in the back line with Dolores.
Brilliant play there from the Blue Greens.
Opportunity here, breaking through the lines. Right side, pressure from Sasaki.
Sasaki overcommits.
Beautiful tap and turn there from the Blue Greens. Just
Another
wasn't able to
save from that big
capitalize.
man in net, Foster.
Of course, Foster just denying. Deny from Foster there.
Yeah, some brilliant play to get off this right side from size, you know, combining from the center midfield position, driving forward, unbalancing Siouxland. And yeah, Foster seems to be the man of the moment this week, you know, for better or worse.
For better for worse, Alex. Just really denying both teams that we played in the past two matches some
Yeah,
prime opportunities there.
it's like I tell my guys, it's great to have a good goalkeeper in form, but you know, you hope you don't have to use him as much as Foster's had to come up big this week so far.
Definitely not, Alex. It's one of those bittersweet things to have a great goalie, but not and having to use him. As the substitute. Valsiki, pressure.
And it looks like the Blue Greens are getting some joy on this right side. They're the Siouxland United's left side, their right side. And looks like Suleiman has switched wings a little bit to maybe try and unbalance them. And the Outlaws really got to, you know, kind of like the USA team, maybe survive this period a bit. And I think Foster just got a touch on that.
They definitely did, Alex. A light touch there I
Man, my
believe,
eyesight's better than I think.
on the left hand there. Nice little dive here, looking like
Yeah, Foster seems a bit perplexed, but
I was just
unless
about to
my eyes
mention that.
deceived me as well as the referees. I mean, it is what it is. No VAR out there for the NPSL North Conference, so you know you can't call back a corner like you can at the World Cup this year. So
It does not, but
Outlaws got to deal with it right now.
it is our first corner, Alex. So quick thank you to Protective Insurance keeping us covered so we can focus on covering the field. Schulster driving excellence from the highway to the pitch. Campbell's Electric powering our nights under the lights. Thank you to those guys for sponsoring us this season.
Once again, Foster with the punch out.
Valsecki gives it up.
And I will say, despite the injury, Valseki's come on and done very well at right back for the Blue Greens. He's been able to combine with, you know, size in the midfield, their winger in front, and here's Ogawa is just not able to connect that pass after the Outlaws win it. You know, it's
Definitely not,
there
Alex.
hasn't been many pass strings, I don't think, you know, combinations that are dangerous with two or three passing strings, stuff like that.
Definitely not, Alex. I mean, he just passed it right into the foot of Gomez for the Blue Greens there. It's just something you don't want to see from
Definitely.
the home team here.
Cheaply given away. Now the Outlaws need to value the ball, I would say, a bit more today potentially, and that's could create a spirited halftime talk from Coach Tran if I know Coach well.
As we find ourselves here dancing on the back line with Suzuki and Abdallah going back and forth between here, finding themselves under a little bit of pressure of Seth Davidson, but Suzuki gives it up, and we find ourselves deep in the Blue Greens territory, right in the back as far as you can go with
Well,
a
and
goalkeeper.
as you can see on this transition, just look straight across the 45-yard line. The Blue Greens are setting up just for a 4v4, go a little bit direct. He was, yep, looked a little bit off sides. But yeah, you're definitely seeing whatever way Duluth is playing, they're pushing those four guys up, looking for that direct ball. They have had success playing out of the press as well, and I think part of it is just they're playing that direct ball. It drops you off as a team. Since Siouxland has to drop 2 or 3 more yards, then you have the space to play, and it's definitely been a strategy that's worked out for him. As looks like Ogawa's on side here. He's
And the ref would agree there, Alex.
I tried to bait the ref into something there, though. I must say, maybe
Oh,
maybe because I'm a biased defender from back in the day. Then when the attacker knows they're not going to get there, I try and bait you in. But yeah, it's once again when the ball goes forward, it seems like the time Siouxland have been able to connect, they just haven't got the support around Ogawa. Like every time he's got a JD, he's been going 1 versus 3, 1 versus 4, or 2 versus 4.
absolutely, Alex.
And that's what I was talking about. You know, the tempo, the build-ups, the pass strings aren't allowing you to get those numbers forward for the Outlaws, and that's where I think they're really struggling to create any sort of chances today.
Definitely, Alex. Like you said, just Outlaws seeming to have the start of golden opportunities, but just not having the support there to really make those opportunities into a reality.
Yeah. And
As
like and like I said, you could probably say the same about Duluth. They probably had a couple more dangerous chances, but it's still they're just both teams are kind of feasting on scraps. You could say tonight, just because I feel like they're canceling each other out a little bit. Um, but also it comes down to those moments of brilliance, the coaching adjustments, all that fun stuff. Is fortunate touch there for the Outlaws and very scrappy in midfield.
definitely a lot of flailing, but also a lot of attack there.
As Ogawa did well, they're coming back though as an attackers. Very,
As
very physical game in midfield, and that's something we expect to see continue tonight. Like we said, there's a lot on the line. You know, it's going to be an intense game. It's going to be probably a little bit feisty game, I would say, um,
but
especially with the draw earlier in the year that the Outlaws earned on the road. So, and like we said, a draw really keeps everything open tiebreaker wise, and that's something as an Outlaws fan you don't want to see. Duluth is going to do everything to get something from this game, obviously. So
as we find ourselves back on the back line with the Blue Greens there, Wiles gives it up, rolling it way back here in the box. Short pass way up the left side, but too far to the left there as it falls out of play just above the Rent Sue sign. Rent Sue helping Siouxlanders say goodbye to our landlords and hello to ownership. Thank you to the little guys for sponsoring us this season as we find ourselves in the back line with Suzuki. Suzuki feeling really no pressure whatsoever. Really feeling out the field there, looking for Abdallah.
one for those wanting a World Cup update right now. We're in the 69th minute between Scotland and Morocco. After that goal, about a minute or so into the game, that is still holding up 68 minutes later. Um, so obviously, yeah, it's something, there's been a big gap in that game without goals either. So it's might be one of those nights across a few different platforms.
Should be interesting to watch here, Alex, as it falls out of play into the hands of your outlaws. Suzuki finds himself at about the 50-yard line.
Yeah, but once again, you never know how a game will unfold. If anyone was watching the World Cup and that Switzerland-Bosnia game the other day, it was 0-0 for 75 minutes, and then there were 5 goals in the last 15 or so minutes. So that's how quickly the game could turn on its head.
Definitely, Alex. Or with Mexico and South Korea last night, just having a 1-0 score. And honestly, that goal just really being only possible by the sort of fumble by the Korean goalkeeper.
Yeah, and that was a shame because he actually had 2 or 3 other brilliant saves outside of that, I thought, and I thought it was a pretty even game. And yeah, that's gives Mexico home field advantage, for lack of a better term, into the round of 32 and round of 16 with playing those games at the Azteca. So, and we know how important home field advantage here. Like the Outlaws here have not dropped a point at home this season, and looks like Miffafane's on side here.
Could have some support there.
It just took a bit too long to
Just
settle it, I
a
think, JD.
little too long, definitely, Alex.
Allowed the defender to get ball side, and I think he lost that opportunity. Wiles did defend it well, but it was just that little hesitation, I think, rather than just going.
Def
That was probably the first time like Siouxland's actually broke him down centrally, and it's been 31 minutes, so it's something where, obviously you have to take that opportunity, I think, a bit better.
Definitely, Alex. Kito Mofone having at least the support of one player, the one and only, the danger man, Koki Ogawa tonight there on his left, but just, as you said, Alex wasn't able to capitalize. Just taking a little too long there, as I believe Ogawa found himself here, top left, Mofane. A little bit of pressure, decides to roll it back here, create some space. Sakaguchi, and we find ourselves back, clear across different wing.
Finally,
right side.
finally a full switch of play. I feel like that's the first we've seen. Great finish, and yeah, wasn't able to penetrate, but we were able to switch the ball once, unbalance them, and actually get a decent shot though, JD.
Definitely, Alex. Should be interesting to see the Outlaws figure out how to jive a little better here. It seems like they kind of are slowly but surely figuring out their angles of attack, along with the just hoping to see them really create not only create opportunities but really be able to capitalize on opportunities. Like we said earlier, Alex, we had some opportunities, but just no one was there to support. But slowly but surely, I'm sure we'll see some better sort of jiving here. Excuse me. That was Valsecki here. Gives it up in the back line. Pressure from your Outlaws. Valsecki just feeling the tap and turn, and it falls into possession of the Outlaws. Never mind, right back into the Blue Greens. Top of the box pressure from Inagaki. Inagaki putting the clamps on the Blue Greens as we get ourselves
That's
a
a
clean
great ball
cut.
from the Blue Greens to kind of
Incredible cut across the pitch.
unbalance the Outlaws. Abdul does well there on the cross, captaining the side again tonight with Cohen potentially coming off the bench. The captain at the start of the season still working his way back from an injury or two, as a few of the Outlaws are this year.
Something you don't want to see, Alex, for the Outlaws, but it seems they seem to be handling it quite well as overall. Now as Valsecki looks to make a short pass. Nice little tap there from the Blue Greens, just a little messy on the end, and it ends up costing them. But they're able to recover as we end up in the back line here. Top of the left side with Joe Wilson. Clean up the middle. And to be honest, I don't think the Blue Greens would have gotten there in time without the offside call.
For sure, but yeah, you can definitely see they're trying some diagonal balls as well as that direct ball now to try and push Siouxland back, and obviously, beat multiple players with that one long switch of play, JD.
Definitely, as we find ourselves here with Suzuki. Back of the box here, feeling a little bit of pressure from the Blue Greens, from Joao Magillans, as the Blue
Brilliant touch
Greens
that.
just not finding an angle of attack here. Valsecki gives it up. Find ourselves in the back line here with Wiles.
Yeah, really good interchanging here from the Blue Greens, really trying to unbalance the Outlaws when in possession, switch the point of attack, and then look to go forward here. Oh, as the Outlaws, can they take advantage here?
Beautiful read there by Inagaki as he tumbles.
I will say the navy blue turf and the track really blend in together there.
Makes our job a little more difficult, Alex.
Yes. But as a center ref, that's why you have ARs. We're looking right down the line, JD.
That's true. As we have a quick throw in, thank you to Adidas, gear that helps keep us fast, fierce, and fresh. Thank you to guys for sponsoring us this season. Top of the box, right by the corner flag. Pressure for your Outlaws. Seeming to handle it pretty well here as it appears to be a 2 versus 1. And it goes out of play on the Blue Greens. Corner kick, which means we have another opportunity here to thank our incredible sponsors this season. Thank you to Big Picture Entertainment, big screens, big vibes, and big wins. Rad LLC, investment savvy with outlaw spirit. iHeartMedia, blasting outlaw pride across the airwaves. Fibercom, and I'm on lightning fast internet for game day streams and highlight reels.
Speaking of big, could this be the big chance the Outlaws need, JD? Sometimes in tight game set
Back post,
pieces, just a bit too far there.
too far on the back post there.
Yeah, in tight games, it comes down to things, maybe a set piece, maybe, that's the separation here, you know, against two teams chasing a championship.
Two teams pressure there from the Outlaws, number 9, Yamato Urakami, excuse me, as the Outlaws look to make a throw in here at about the 35-yard line. Top of the box, up by the quality IT sign. Thank you to the sponsor of us this season. I hear quality IT is the best in the business. As we find ourselves right box here, Duluth FC able to recollect here, but it falls right into the legs of Sitaguchi.
Big
Suzuki.
game of soccer tennis has broke out in the middle of the field right now.
40 love here as the Outlaws.
It's
Beautiful
brilliant skill
taps
there,
and
though,
turn.
JD. But yeah, it's just can't something brilliant. Then we can't connect.
It's just
It's not fitting.
no. Tonight seems to be a game of solo. You know, Alex, the team's not driving very well. We have golden opportunities. They're by themselves. Everyone seems to be doing great individually, but it's not able to connect passes
Yeah,
to
and that,
really allow each other to capitalize on things like that. The synergy is just not here tonight.
well, and that's why I'd say I'd love to be a fly on the wall at the halftime talk, but maybe we can pick an assistant coach's brain after halftime to see what adjustments, the Outlaws will make. And nice little flick there, but win the
Kushida with the
first ball,
throw
don't
in.
react to the second one.
Once again, Alex, just a beautiful throw in and just not able to get that synergy going.
Yeah, and as we said, earlier talking about the standings, it's a kind of a weird point in the year where out of the 6 teams in the NPSL North Conference, 5 of them have played 7 games, and Duluth has only played 5. So, um, quick rattle down of the standings. The way all these scenarios work out is Siouxland United's played 7 games. They have 17 points, 5 wins and 2 draws. Duluth FC is actually in second, just despite only playing 5 matches with 3 wins and 2 draws on 11 points. Dakota Fusion has played 7 games, has 10 points. Minnesota Blizzard has 9 points on 7 games played. And then Sioux Falls Thunder is 7-7, and Joy Athletic Club, who is Siouxland's opponent here at home on Tuesday, is bringing up the back end of the conference this year with only 3 points out of 7 matches. So yeah, if the Outlaws get through this game, you don't want to assume too much, but you would assume they would take care of business. You can't take it for granted, JD, and especially as a coach, I know that all too well.
Definitely not. As a fan, I know that you cannot take these things for granted.
Yes.
It's really just one of those key staples that I think a lot of people tend to neglect. You have a good game, you're feeling on top of the world, and all of a sudden it's just ripped away from you in a matter of moments here as Foster's ended up left side here. Nice little header. Just
See if
as
a
the
fan gets a souvenir. Looks like a fan in a Sweden uniform is on the chase of the ball. Speaking of World Cup fever,
oh yeah,
see a lot of uniforms in the crowd today. We got some USA ones, saw a Mexico one earlier. Of course, Siouxland United uniforms littered throughout the crowd as well.
absolutely, Alex. Always great to see the home fans show up, and even the away fans here, creating an electric vibe here as we enter the 40th minute of the first half. So,
Potentially a big chance here, JD, on the set piece, and I know set pieces are an important thing at any level, and obviously, the details will be here. It looks like Duluth is holding the high line, so there's definitely space to drop this ball into.
hopefully we get some good passage, some good
Yeah.
passage here from the Outlaws. Speaking of passage, thank you to Go Passage, your ticket to Outlaw Madness for sponsoring us this season.
Well, and I think it's something where, in situations like this, it's just being reactive to the first and the second ball. Sometimes on the second ball, that's where the goal is scored.
Beautiful curve, top of the post.
Oh,
Header just
best chance of the day right there, JD. Abdul on the header.
Abdul on the header, just wide to the right there.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. It's, tight game like this, you have to manufacture chances sometimes when you're not playing at your best. And that's one way to do it. Siouxland's got a couple guys with some decent height. Abdul, probably the poster child for that. And yeah, getting him free in the box will be paramount during those set pieces, corner kicks.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's quick a little shout out. Let's not forget about Sheehan and Agaki with a beautiful curve there. Just setting up Abdullah for that header.
Yeah, and Gaki's been good in the midfield the last few games for Siouxland. Just him and the other guys in there just struggling to find the game a bit. It was a great step there
Beautiful step there.
by Myler. Brilliant skill from Sulemana. Live wire, that guy.
Definitely. Definitely, Alex, as the crowd here tonight starts to get a little more vocal as we enter the 42nd minute plus stoppage time. Top of the box here, Duluth looking to recollect. Valkymer brings it back. Right, curve in, right into Abdallah. Abdallah able to redirect, but falls into the back line of the Blue Greens. Valkymer Keemer really feeling the pressure here from the Outlaws up on the right side there. But beautiful little taps and turns here as trying to change the angle of attack, but thankfully the Outlaws are able to keep the clamps on them no matter what direction they decide to change here, right as they steal it. Beautiful opportunity here.
Big
Right,
one here playing.
a left side.
One
Nice
more, one
tap.
more.
One more, just one more pass, boys. One more pass. Connect beautifully.
Now can they get numbers forward? Here's the issue. It's 2 versus 7.
Itakami by himself once again. Short pass, and just moments like that that really shatter the hope for your Outlaws here.
And it was just that last attack from Duluth was really good sustained possession, but they didn't really go anywhere with it, unfortunately. They were doing a good job breaking lines there on this near side. And yeah, Siouxland won the ball, broke, and just, it couldn't connect. Like, you heard me say it was like 2 versus 6, 2 versus 7 when the Outlaws went forward. Those transition moments aren't quite there. And obviously that's a big part of the game.
Absolutely, Alex. It's just, I'm not sure how the boys are have that mentality where they think they could take on a 2 versus 6 or 2 versus 7.
Looks like a foul there. Referee might be playing advantage. Can the Outlaws take advantage? Best chance of the day. Shot. Offsides on the shot, though.
What
Great
a
initial
save.
save by the keeper, I must say.
Incredible save from the Blue Greens goalkeeper there. I believe that's Augustin Warnot, excuse me, in the box there for
Yep.
the Blue
Number
Greens.
26, JD. You got that one right. Better than the standings earlier. We're on the right track now.
We are on the right track here, folks. I'm checking my notes here provided to us by Duluth. 26 is the forward.
Yeah. Shout out to Duluth for providing us some good notes today on the rosters and stuff, right, JD?
Definitely, Alex. It's an underrated gesture for us in the box here, but thank you to Duluth FC
Yes.
for writing incredible notes for us.
So the rivalry on the field must be fierce, but the partnership up here is pretty good.
Oh yeah, no, no.
We even got a pronunciation key, so
It,
shout out to Duluth FC for
the
that one.
frosting on the cake with a side of fries, folks. I
So
mean,
so when we butcher the names, people can call us really out on it.
oh yeah. Now that they know, it's we're going to be seeing a lot of comments there.
Dangerous here.
Left side, all by himself there. It's going to be Joe
Suleiman.
Wilson.
Game's opening up a little bit here as you're seeing both teams trying to push to get that 3 points.
It's going to be
And a goal in any of this moment here, last 30 seconds plus stoppage before half would be absolutely critical either way.
really momentum changer for either team here as we charge up the right side.
You see Coach Trent willing his team forward. Nice little windmill motion. He seems visibly frustrated with the lack of transition moment there, I must say.
I would be too, Alex, as it looks like it's going to fall out of play and into the possession of the Blue Greens. Top of the box here with Verde and Thrive. Thank you to those guys for sponsoring us here.
Looks,
Looking like
looks
potentially
like we're
one.
only being 1 minute of at a time. I thought we might have a little bit more with the player down. I thought he was down for more than a minute, but looks like the center ref just wants to get to halftime and collect his own thoughts.
Definitely, Alex. Trying to get us home as soon as possible. Something you don't want to see as a fan
It's all
here.
right. I've had Nathan for a few games. He usually does all right. So
Once again, folks, Alex Schuler, knowing everyone within 150 miles of Sioux City in terms of soccer.
well, and us bald guys got to stick together. So
Jason Spit.
although, yeah, his bald head looks more professional than mine. So good win there by Sasaki. And yeah, once again, just can't connect on that ball forward.
Just can't connect here as Wilson carries it up right side. Pressure. Top of the
Looks like
box
the
here
ball just went out of touch there for the Blue Greens.
as Gomez loses possession, rolls out of play here. And that will be the end of the first half here at Bishop Hill Memorial Field. 0-0 as we enter halftime between the Siouxland United Outlaws and Duluth FC. Alex, any closing thoughts here for
It's on the surface, it may not seem like that exciting of a game, but, maybe it's the coach brain in me is obviously, it's a very tactical game right now. So I think the adjustments are going to be very, very important from both the coaching staffs. Both these coaching staffs have proven they can win titles of some kind over the past season, whether that's regular season, postseason. So you look for those championship level adjustments here. And yeah, in a game of few chances, it might be something like set pieces, like I was saying, a mistake. And, quality teams take advantage of mistakes. So we'll see what happens here in about 15 minutes, folks. Once you get you'll see the clock running and everything once we get going here in halftime. But yeah, definitely we love to have you back for the second half, and we'll chat with you soon.
Welcome back here to Bishop Hill Memorial Field for the second half of tonight's home game for your 2025 North Conference champions. The Siouxland United Outlaws are facing off against the Duluth Blue Greens in their home turf on a cloudy overcast here in the Siouxland area. Duluth FC are already ready to go here as the Outlaws are looking to recollect, maybe go over the final notes here as it looks like Foster is giving some final words of encouragement and some direction here for the boys in the orange. If you missed the first half here, missed quite seemingly interesting half from a technical standpoint. Even though the scoreboard may not announce such, as you probably have noticed, we are sitting 0-0 here at the start of the second here. As always, my name is JD Amaro. Sitting right next to me is Alex Schuler. Alex, how are we feeling for the second half of tonight's match?
Um, yeah, it would have been interesting to be a fly on the wall in either locker room, obviously seeing what adjustments the teams are going to make. We know last game, Siouxland United came out, made a couple adjustments in midfield to kind of change their control on the game at halftime as almost a false start there if we were playing American football. As they're doing the PSG style kickoff with fly patterns and like a Hail Mary to put the high press on. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Coach Trent does, see what the Blue Green staff does as well as maybe once assistant coach Jan Rosado gets back up to the box, I can go pick his brain for a second without him divulging too many details to me, JD, about the Outlaws adjustments. It's dangerous chance here.
Opening off here the second half with a dangerous opportunity, something you love to see starting off on the second half, because that first half, folks, for those of you who are just joining us, not having an incredible amount of beautiful tap there, an incredible amount of dangerous opportunities there as we have a shot on goal so early within the first minute of the second half there. Something we've been watching and waiting for the entire first half and almost had, what, two, three of those?
Yeah, maybe it took 45 minutes to get two or three of those chances and 45 seconds to get the next one. So hopefully we're gonna have a bit more goal mouth action here the second half, JD.
In for seeming like we're in for a great second half here on a game that holds a lot of value for both teams. I'm sure head coach Alex Schuler here will be able to tell you all about that here, as your Outlaws are looking to defend their home turf, not allowing a single point scored, or excuse me, not allowing any team to win here on the home turf here. As we bring it around right side back line, a little bit of pressure here. Sun breaking through, a little bit of a sign of hope, perhaps foreshadowing. We'll find out here. The light beautifully lighting up the field here. Opportunity, numbers forward.
As you're already seeing the Outlaws just 2 minutes in, kind of higher up the pitch already, JD.
Definitely a massive shift in momentum in favor of the Outlaws.
Maybe Coach Trent's windmill action. He really started to do the windmill stuff in the locker room and just push the guys forward. Yeah,
Putting some wind in their sails, folks. Excuse the
yeah.
pun here.
Because like I said, that I would imagine that would have been something. They just weren't getting enough connection, enough numbers forward, utilizing the space, and might see a long throw in here. Once again,
Kushida.
this could be considered a set piece. Those of you that have been watching the World Cup know these are dangerous chances as well.
Kushida.
Keeper comes a long way and does well,
Nice little punch out
unlike the
there.
South Korean goalkeeper last night.
Sam Carles punching it out of the box there.
He unfortunately went on an adventure in Guadalajara last night and cost his team. So, but South Korea is still in a good position, and it just gave Mexico a little home field for the knockout round. So, JD,
Absolutely, Alex. But speaking of South Korea versus Mexico, really a prime opportunity, even at those high levels of how one mistake can just cost a team in a game. There, for those of you who missed that game last night, incredible game back and forth, a lot of tactical advantage, and that one mistake leading to the one and only goal of that match in favor of Mexico, giving, as Alex said, Mexico that sort of quote unquote home field advantage as they advance in Group
and
A.
and speaking of home field advantage, as we said a few times, top four teams out of the um, what's it, 6 team conference make the playoffs. So it's a classic 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3 type playoff setup, single elimination is. So that's where this game's massive. Whichever teams finish first will clinch home field advantage for first round and the second round if they end up winning that semifinal match. So something both the clubs will be after, obviously from a competitive standpoint tonight, JD.
It's definitely Alex, because we find ourselves top of the box here, pressure off the leg of the Blue Greens. Or excuse me, look like
It looks like it went off Urakami last.
their comments. I did not see that there, but Line judge has better view than we do, considering it happened right in front of him. I'd hope he would. Pressure up on the left side of the Blue Greens, looking to recollect here. Trying to generate their own response here towards the Outlaws' seeming explosive start. As you mentioned, folks, a full 45 minutes in the first half, just really not having any sort of shots in goal, and then within the first 45 seconds, Outlaws really massively changing the tempo here as they have some opportunities there on goal. Right side here with the Blue Greens, a little bit of back and forth action, pressure there from Uragami. Short pass, Mofome.
And it was a good first few minutes from the Outlaws. And this is actually really smart from the Blue Greens, obviously, just to get on the ball and calm the game down and get it back to their tempo because Siouxland came out, you know,
Guns a blazing.
guns a blazing, you could say, as the Outlaws. The other Blue Greens will try and calm it down like the color blue is soothing.
Somebody took an intro to psych class.
Yes, as Coach Trent giving a clap there, though. That must be a good sign, though, for the Outlaws, obviously talking about some of the movement. And it does look like here the Outlaws are pushing some more numbers forward, maybe a little interchange there. When they look to play forward, one guy coming deep, one guy going long, just to create some chances. And this is a dangerous opportunity for the Blue Greens, though.
Speaking of chances, as Alex said, Blue Greens opportunity here. Nice little control technicality there from the top of the box there. Number 10 for the Blue Greens. The Relos. Outlaws looking to recollect top of the box there. A little bit of hands, but ref says play on. Abdallah gives it up to Suzuki. Suzuki, short passes here. Ringing it around the rosy. We are now on the right side. Back to Suzuki. Not a lot of pressure here in the back line for Suzuki, but gives him the chance to hand it over to Abdallah and slowly but surely push number forward.
Just a simple mistake there.
Simple mistakes, folks. Honestly, something we've been talking about here a lot in the first half. Outlaws, for those of you who missed it, Outlaws had a lot of solid opportunities. I would say a lot of solid moments individually as players, but they were just not able to find the support that they needed, for example, as pressing forward. Urigima, or excuse me, not Urigima. Let me check my notes here. Sak,
Great touch there from Ogawa.
there
Just
it is,
got a bit
Ogawa.
crowded out there in the midfield.
As I was saying last half, Ogawa having some golden opportunities there, but just wasn't able to find the support
Can you find
from
him?
his
Can you find
Outlaws.
him? Just a touch too late there. Had your right back streaking down there.
As we find ourselves in the back with Foster. Foster over to Suzuki. Hopefully not a repeat of that first half, Alex. Hopefully we have a little bit better synergy. The boys have proven tonight that they can have some pretty great moments by themselves, but just can't find the connection to sort of carry that momentum for the Outlaws here.
For sure, JD.
Suzuki up here, backside, gives it up Foster. Foster decides to really allow the Outlaws time to breathe and reset here. Suzuki feeling a bit of pressure at the top of the box from the forward for Duluth FC, Seth Davidson. But Foster gets his hands on it, decides to send it way up the pitch here, off the heads of the Blue Greens. Rolling Outlaws, top of the box, top of the left side, excuse me, with Abdullah. Abdullah feeling a bit of pressure from Davidson for the Blue Greens, but really feeling out the field here. Brings it around backside with Suzuki. Suzuki finds an angle of attack, right side, all by himself. Outlaws, beautiful tap. Mofone, opportunity. Can he find a man? Just short. Taps it out of play, and it's going to fall into the hands of the Outlaws in the corner here. Dangerous opportunity by the Outlaws.
Corner kick time, JD.
Mofone carrying it all by himself up the pitch there. But it is a corner which, as always, thank you to La Juanitas, fueling the fans one breed at a time. Reds Printing, making it bold, loud, and always in style. And Go Passage and Quality IT, keeping our checks as sharp as our defense.
Here it is, JD. I got a good feeling.
And just like that, folks, commentator's curse comes into play.
Oh,
Nice.
almost about went and bought a lottery ticket after predicting that one, JD.
Beautiful curving, a beautiful opportunity there for the Outlaws as it goes right off the head of, I believe that was Ogawa?
That was Urakami, yep.
Or Kami, excuse me. Just a lot of traffic at the top of the box there. Outlaws looking to maintain that sort of momentum in their favor here as we cut it clear across the pitch. As we find ourselves here in the back line with Duluth FC.
It's mine are blacked out. I can't see.
Duluth FC backline Davidson. Way up the pitch here. Or excuse me, Wilson, not Davidson.
Good press there from the Outlaws. Oh, dangerous little chance there.
Pitch here off the head of Abdullah. Looking like he's going to give it to Foster. Foster probably going with Suzuki, and I call it right there. Short pass, Suzuki all by himself. Not having any pressure. Davidson creeping his way towards the Outlaw back line. Applying a little bit of stress, but honestly nothing that the Outlaws can't handle here. As we get a sort of wayward pass right into the hands of.
And it's one of those things, you know, I did talk to one of the Siouxland United assistant coaches at halftime just about some adjustments, and he said he's like, not probably not too much adjustments. It's just the decision making, some of the movement, and obviously, you know, he felt they were giving Duluth a little bit too much space to play and allowing them to kind of get into a rhythm. So that's something you might see a little bit different from the Outlaws. It's nothing different than what we've seen in the booth up here, you know, and it's something where you know, everyone out there obviously knows the scenarios standing wise, but it's about can they execute on the field and who's going to take their big chance. I think this half, JD.
Which should definitely be the Outlaws here, as judging on the
Yeah, and
opening sort of.
it's been something this year. The Outlaws have not dropped a point at home this season, JD. So
They have not,
as we
Alex.
said in a previous match or two, and shortly after there was a goal for the hometown team. So hopefully we can strike gold again with this one.
Hopefully, Alex Suzuki up here in the back line here. Falls
Late
down
challenge there on Sasaki.
way. Saki. As we enter the 57th minute of the match tonight, Alex, as per tradition, got to ask you, sort of having that vision. If you were coaching the Outlaws and Duluth FC, what would you want to see changed here for both teams?
I don't know. These games, they're a lot different when you're on the sideline versus up here. So obviously, you know, it's two evenly matched teams, so it's going to come down to the details, right? You know, the details in transition, the details in attack, details in defense, whether that's on the ball or off the ball. You know, I always tell people it's like 90-minute game, you're maybe on the ball at most for 3 minutes. Um, and it's one of those things where, you know, it's more so what you do off the ball most days, JD, than what you do on the ball, especially in, you know, positions that don't see a lot of it.
Right there as Inagaki gives a beautiful pass into Ogawa, but Ogawa just sends it right up the middle of the field goal there, just high on that shot on goal for the Siouxland United Outlaws. But something you like to see there, folks, as once again, just Outlaws providing themselves with a dangerous opportunity, but as Alex said, just not able to iron out the details there. But I will say, from my own personal perspective, it is great to see the boys starting to capitalize not only on their ability to be great solo, but really find that connections that they weren't able to find during the first half of tonight's match. As the Blue Greens, excuse me, carry it up right side, right to the legs of Abdullah. Abdullah, kind of a messy touch, but gets it sort of reset, and we ring it just out of reach there of Ogawa and falling ourselves in the back line. Blue Greens way up the pitch, and we are now back with Foster. Really just a back and forth tennis match now.
For sure. And we would like to thank everyone obviously tuning in tonight. Apologies that you have to listen to me and JD for 90 or so minutes if you do so. Um, yeah, we're happy to provide you the stream. Obviously, that's great from all of our supporters and sponsors to make it possible on a night like this and on
Absolutely.
a big match day like this as well. So yeah, should be exciting times though moving forward for the Outlaws, regardless of how this final result works out tonight. But yeah, they put themselves in a pretty good position heading into the postseason here, just with two matches left after tonight, one at home, one on the road. So yeah, they'll look to hopefully get a chance here as the referee waves the penalty shots. Probably the right decision there.
Definitely,
Trying to
Alex.
be unbiased, of course, JD.
Always trying to be unbiased in our opinions here, but always unbiased in our reporting up in the box.
Yeah,
Thanks to the AC, as we get a couple chuckles on the left side here. Maybe
yeah, and
maybe we're not quite as unbiased as we think we are.
I have noticed every time Suleiman has got on the ball for the Blue Greens, he just seems to be dynamic on the ball going forward. Number 7, guy who can just create some chances, and he's a guy you really have to limit his space. I think the Outlaws aren't doing a good job of getting tight enough to him. They're just letting him turn, drive at him, and create some space. And you know that's something you can't have against good players. If you give good players time and space to break you down, that's where the issues come in. Is great step there by Abdallah.
Right as the sun breaks through the clouds there, right into the eyes of Foster. Foster putting a hand up, but thankfully it rolls out of play here.
Yeah, how did the Outlaws end up having to go into the sun 2 games in a row? Who lost the coin toss? Fun part
Interesting.
about having an east-west field.
Always a fun part.
My college field is east-west, and you always, luckily, we got lucky this year. Won a lot of coin tosses. We're able to, you know, flip the other team around and had their goalkeeper staring right into the sun. And I'd be lying if it didn't help us a few times last year, JD.
Definitely, folks here as we get a little bit of pressure up the left side from the Outlaws, but the Blue Greens. So Suzuki falls down, just really misplaced footing there. Duluth decides to change the angle of attack, and we're now on the right side. Rights, Blue Greens have some numbers, Outlaws numbers as well. Wayward pass, but just misplaced there for Davidson of Duluth.
And Duluth get numbers forward again. So maybe a little warning there to the Outlaws.
Definitely, that's sort of a wake up call that you kind of a rude wake up call to be honest, but one that you definitely need here. It's a friendly reminder that you never want to get too comfortable, even on your own home field here, as Foster facing into the sun.
It looks like the Blue Greens are about to make a sub. So and maybe that's one thing the coaches look to do in a tight game like this. Any soccer football fan has seen it. Sometimes you got those guys off the bench who can come make a difference. And it's maybe not even a tactical change or formation change. As a substitution will come on now, and yeah, it's just guys stepping up, taking their moment. I think, and it might have to be one of those situations right now. As referee's going to get the sub, as there's a little confusion on whose ball it is. As Coach Trent asking the question of the officials.
Assuming the question of the officials here as Jake Cervantes steps on for the Blue Greens here. Going to be making that first throw in here.
It looks like he'll slot in over here at left back. So both outside backs new for Duluth coming off the bench one way or another. One in the first half, one in the second half. Maybe to provide some more energy as Sulemana again space to turn.
Always good to have a fresh pair of legs, Alex.
Yeah, it looks like Sulemana is a guy who wants the ball this game and wants to make a difference. So
A little bit of Wilson here, right side. As I believe the Outlaws looking to make a substitution of their own
there
here.
he is again. Beats one man and then they're off. Gotta be aware of that.
Opportunity shot just high.
A little bit of a touch there off the Outlaws. Dangerous chance though, and yeah, it's the Outlaws are just a little bit, I don't know, cautious in defense. They're giving not only Sulemana space to turn, but a few other players just more space and time to turn and corner kick time though, JD. So that's the only positive out of this. Being an Outlaw fan, we give our sponsors a quick shout out.
Definitely. Thank you to Mike Murphy, our legal eagle and outlaw advocate, Wells Blue Bunny, Sweet Treats, and Hometown Heat for sponsoring us this season.
Dangerous ball there, back post. Did it stay in? Second ball, and Abdul lets it go out, but referee saw it differently. Another corner here, JD. Another dangerous moment here for the Blue Greens.
Prime opportunity here. Quick thank you to Fibercom. I'm on lightning fast internet for game day streams and highlights. Stony Creek Hotel, where our guests rest like champions. Rad LLC, investment savvy with outlaw spirit. Thank you to those guys for sponsoring us this season.
And this is a little sustained set piece pressure from the Blue Greens that the Outlaws can't give anything up here.
Definitely not Alex.
About 63 minutes on the clock. Great defending there, Sasaki with the win. Looked like he got clipped after he won that. The Duluth player stays down. Not a head injury, though, so the referee can allow play to continue till a natural stoppage occurs. Well, most people freak out when a player's down when you don't have to stop it. It's a great save there from
What a
Foster.
touch from Foster.
Once again, proven, I think, to be this week's MVP so far right now is absolutely fantastic save there, though, JD. And
I
this
I
is such a sustained moment of pressure from the Blue Greens. Is the third corner in maybe 3 minutes. So
Yeah, definitely, Alex. I don't think anyone would question that here as we let to go give a quick thank you to Remax Experience, our premier team partner, delivering championship service on and off the pitch. Ho Chunk Capital, investing in a stronger Siouxland and stronger Outlaws. The Normal Junior YMCA, proud to keep our players in top shape on the field and in the gym. And Thrive Health, the recovery team behind every comeback. Thank you, guys, for sponsoring us this season. A
yes, the
lot of
Outlaws surviving this period of pressure just about, JD.
a
Some
lot of
couple
pressure.
couple dicey moments, you could say.
Definitely, Alex. Outlaws started opening up the second half here with some pressure, but Duluth able to respond with some incredible pressure of their own here for the past, I would say, 3 to 5 minutes here, as it falls way deep here, right into the hands of Foster. Foster, Alex, you mentioned he would be the MVP of this week, and honestly, I don't think you could find a single Outlaw fan who would disagree with you. Really
Yeah.
showing his key his key his key ability for the Outlaws this week.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if the Outlaws escape this with 3 more points. He's had 2 or 3 big saves this game, 2 or 3 very big saves last game, including that one right at the end there, obviously. So yeah, and it looks like the Outlaws are preparing a substitute here. It looks like you see here
Taji Ikigami.
Ikegami. Yep.
Ikigami stepping on
And
here for the
Ikegami
Outlaws.
played the other night, had a pretty good game there in midfield, was pretty dynamic on the ball, created some chances, and maybe coach is just looking for him to bring that energy in the midfield and be, like I said 5, 6 minutes ago, obviously be a substitute who can change a game, because if you can do that, you put yourself in the coach's mind, hey, maybe I should have started from the off. So
Should be
looks like
interesting.
2 subs actually getting ready for the Outlaws. So I could hold the sub and wait for both of them to come in. Get a number for you here in a second, folks. Looks like number 11,
Looking like that'll be Ken Naito.
Naito,
Naito.
who's been a solid player for the Outlaws. Started a few games here at home this year, contributed to some goals and assists, and wouldn't be surprised if he came up um, on up top in the front line, looking to be dynamic and help change the game.
As we get an opportunity here for the Outlaws. Nice little header, but just sort of misplaced there. Falling right into the hands of Duluth FC's goalkeeper. Decides to give it up way left side. Plenty of acreage by himself here, but Mofome applying a bit of pressure. A little bit of back and forth. Looking like Wilson by himself. Decides to send it up right side. Opportunity here.
Very
Onside.
dangerous ball there. Great
Nice
shot,
cut.
good block, and
We're gonna
not
fall it
not
here.
a whole lot of contact in that foul, but definitely got him. I think it was more momentum. Took over Kushida a little bit there, and yeah, to the Blue Greens' frustration, their number 9 Davidson.
Outlaws making some quick substitutions here. T. Higami. Looking like potential here for some opportunities. Ken Naito and Taji Ikegami stepping on for your Siouxland United Outlaws as Foster sends it way up the pitch. Looking like it's going to be right in the middle.
It's like energy right away from the Siouxland substitutes, both in and around this attack. Hopefully, they can make their impact.
Lot of pressure
That was about one of those moments you sub two guys on, they score right away, and
as
another foul there on number 9.
Jason Spencer looking to trade some words with center ref there,
Looks like
and the
Davidson, as Coach Trent keeps asking the question of the official, asking for potentially a yellow card with the 2 quick fouls in succession there, what the referee can obviously give if he deems it's reasonable.
center ref telling the Outlaws to push it back here a bit. Cheyenne Inagaki looking to capitalize here. Short pass, just low, right into the defenders of the Duluth. Outlaws able to recollect, a lot of pressure. Finds himself behind the wall, and it goes just out.
Yeah,
There,
looks like Naito has brought some energy here just in a couple minutes already to that front line for the Outlaws.
definitely some solid defending there from Jacob Wiles.
Their partner up top with Ogawa. Making sure I get the numbers right.
As falls back into the hands of Duluth FC.
Well, and this is a moment you might look for Siouxland to try and press much higher, keep the ball here in the corner. Obviously, press and go straight to goal, not let the Blue Greens get out.
Should be
Oh, with a long throw like that, makes it easy for them. So not much you can do about that one.
as we get
Hit the referee, so it's fortunately the Blue Greens ball since they were in possession.
stoppage here. Definitely not. Not too sure if they were in
Oh,
possession.
it was the Outlaws. That was my mistake.
As
CJD, I'm messing up now too. We just
as
flipped roles. I got confused because our other kits are Navy, so I'll blame it on that.
Outlaws opportunity. Right side, Wilson checking.
Crunching challenge there.
What a challenge there from the back line of Joe Wilson. Just
Definitely a
keeping the clamps on the
cold-blooded
Outlaws.
challenge, as you could say.
Definitely keeping the clamps on the Outlaws there, Alex. Something you don't want to see as a fan of Siouxland, but impressive either way. Back line
Good
and basically
goalkeeping there from the Blue Greens.
great goalkeeping there. Basically, just witnessed a American football pass. Right side, Blue Greens.
Dangerous, this.
They do not have the numbers forward, but
Lots of space to attack, though, JD.
exactly that. It's
Goes down a bit lightly. Referee doesn't fall for it there.
does not there as Seth Davidson takes a tumble.
Yeah, and you might see this game open up a little bit here the last 20 minutes or so with both teams knowing how much a win means, JD. So we might see Miranda in action here, but then at the same time, it's kind of that delicate balance. You don't want to give too much away, but you absolutely want to go for it here to make sure, you set yourself up for a top postseason run on either side of the coin here.
Definitely, Alex. I imagine a tie
A
tonight
bit
or a
rusty there
0-0.
from Abdul. Got away with it, though. Sasaki covered him there.
I imagine a tie or a 0-0 score at the end of tonight's match is not going to be good for either team.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's okay, but yeah, I mean, it still just leaves too much up to chance, and as a coach and being in those situations, you want to take care of business yourself, obviously, and that's what both teams will want to do here the last 18 minutes plus stoppages. So you can definitely see a little bit more press from both sides, a little bit more direct play, trying to get in those spaces.
It's definitely working for both teams here, Alex, as we're both on the edge of our seats. Double team pressure from the Outlaws. Duluth looking for the call. Does not get it.
I think the referee did well there with no call, but obviously the throw-in ended up with Duluth anyways. The tempo really has increased here, I feel like the last 3, 4, 5 minutes, though, JD.
Definitely has increased here a lot as it's just a messy touch enabling
Right here,
Outlaws
more forward balls, more
opportunity.
dangerous play. Can they get in?
Take the shot.
Gotta have a hit. Fantastic save there.
Beautiful
Oh,
shot there and an incredible save by Sam Carles. Sam Carles with A nice little dive and two-hander.
Is the crowd getting into it now with the dangerous corner kick potentially, JD?
Dangerous corner kick, folks, which means a quick thank you. Thank you to Remax Experience, our premier team partner, delivering a championship service on and off the pitch. Great Western Rental is your go-to for everything event. Verde Outdoors, where green spaces meet outlaw energy. And Specialized Concrete, laying the groundwork for success. Thank you all for sponsoring us this season. Speaking of groundwork, here we go.
Short corner kick play. A little bit light of a touch and such a wasted opportunity there, JD.
Definitely not something you wanted to see there,
You
Alex.
go from having a corner kick and now it's back with your goalkeeper
Within about
30
what, 10
yards from
seconds?
goal.
Within about 10 seconds. Something you just don't want to see.
Numbers still forward. Can the Outlaws still make this pay off? Little chip ball in. Naito trying to win it back post. And great defending from the Blue Greens.
And it's going to stay in play there off the foot of the Blue Greens. Nice little nutmeg off of Naito.
Naito with a bit of a late challenger. Referee might be coming back to deal with that as Sasaki's had a great game in the back here for the Outlaws. Just cutting out a bunch of danger, everything.
Sasaki, great
Couple
touches
fouls
there.
there from the Outlaws. And referee makes him retake the kick where the actual foul happened. What a novel idea.
Somebody should take notes of that, folks.
Yeah, I try that all the time when I play. So
Black back line.
great win there as Naito comes on and
Naito.
probably for the 1, 2, 3 fouls there is
Joe Wilson's going to earn that yellow card there.
seems like the referee was either describing it was either for persistence or saying that Naito was in there on a little bit of a dangerous attack. And yeah, this game's definitely pepped up the tempo, pepped up the chances, and yeah, definitely an exciting finish ahead, I think, JD.
Definitely, Alex should make for an interesting finish to tonight's match as we enter the 76th minute of the second half. Opportunity, Naito all by himself. Plenty of acreage, does not get the offside call.
Ooh, apparently it went out of bounds, folks.
Apparently, which obviously the line judge has a lot better view than we do, but I'm going to have to disagree with that.
Yes.
That
Don't
call
have
there.
VAR, not the World Cup, so
Nope, no
it is
VAR,
what
no
it is,
World Cup.
JD.
Yep. We play on, folks. We
You
play
gotta
on.
have a good reaction though. You can't let a call you think might have gone against you obviously have a bigger effect, and throughout the game you could point to a bunch of those moments. They usually say all the calls even out throughout a match. So
That's definitely
the
true,
Outlaws
Alex.
just gotta get on with it and, get on to the next play right now. And next play here is defending a little bit of pressure from the Blue Greens.
Definitely, Alex. You remind me of a coach I announced for in the regular season of college matches. He always yells "reaction, reaction" to the players, and honestly, it's a good piece of advice.
I don't know who that would be.
I don't know either. Just
Seems like a great guy though.
can't call the name. Can't recall the name, folks.
Yeah.
As Sasaki, excuse me, decides to
Great ball forward here. Outlaws need looking for that longer ball, but then if you play that longer ball, you got to have some depth, right? You got to have the guy chasing the longer ball, but then you also got to have a second layer ready for that second ball and those knockdowns to obviously feast on those as well. As a great ball from the keeper for the Blue Greens there.
nice little pass here. Outlaws applying a bit of pressure. Naoto pressure top of the box. Blue Greens able to seemingly keep just one step ahead of the Outlaws. Slowly but surely drawing themselves up as they enter the 50-yard line. Deep pass, changing the angle attack. Outlaws able to read it, but unfortunately just kind of a messy touch there. And redirect enables a out of play here as the Blue Greens looking to substitute Harvey McLaughlin, excuse me. Harvey McLaughlin stepping on the Blue Greens. Harvey McLaughlin stepping on for the Blue Greens here as the Blue Greens looking to press. Decides to reset here. Back line with Wilson. Feeling a bit of the pressure there from the top of the box. Your Outlaws up there with Ogawa.
Gawa and Naito leading the line. And they've started some matches together this year, so you think they'd have a good relationship both on and off the ball here to hopefully make the difference in the last 12 minutes is this massive game in the NPSL North Conference.
That's right. As make quick correction here, that was Wilson. That was Wiles,
Tough,
not Wilson.
tough
Tough
foul
call.
there from Spencer. Believes he got the ball.
Jake Cervantes tumbling to the ground there, slowly but surely getting up there.
As fourth official, not interested in listening to Coach Trent's opinion on the matter, you could say.
Definitely not Alex. Coach Trent on his feet, calling out a little bit of plays here,
Very
calling
big
the
moment
boys.
here. Outlaws got to stay locked in, as most of the kids say.
Press it deep, deep kick there for the Blue Greens. Outlaws able to read it pretty well, apply a lot of pressure.
Good defending there. Not giving any space to the Blue Greens.
No, absolutely not. Ekigami up there.
Ikegami's been good since he came on. He was good the other night from the start, and obviously he'll be looking to change the game from his midfield role today.
Most certainly as we end up back here with Wiles. Wiles reads the pressure
Chipped in a
play,
bit, but
chips it in.
no pressure there.
Foster telling the boys to seemingly calm down a bit. Take a deep breath. Picks it up and is looking, giving the boys an opportunity to get numbers forward here.
Might be the loudest I've heard Bishop Elam Memorial Field here in the home games this year, JD, right now, trying to spur the Outlaws on.
It's always good to hear the audience feel the energy, especially as the home team. I'd imagine really having that sort of support.
For
And it's
sure. And as we said, home field advantage is very important for any team at any level, as anyone involved with athletics knows. So obviously that's where, these last 10 minutes or so are going to be vital in both these teams' run into the season.
definitely. We'd like to thank all these incredible fans for joining us today for the watch party and here at Bishop Hill Memorial Field, along with you joining us on the live broadcast and hearing our rather annoying voices for 90 minutes. The game just is not the same without you. And, at least on the broadcast, if they get tired of our voices, all they gotta do is hit mute.
True, true. That's the beauty of YouTube.
Incredible what technology can enable us.
YouTube huddle, thank goodness they allow that. Dangerous corner kick here for the Blue Greens, though, JD.
Which means a
Looks
prime
like they'll send the
opportunity.
big defenders forward, try and get on the end of this.
Thank you, Quality IT, keeping our tech as sharp as our defense. Mike Murphy, our legal eagle and outlaw advocate. Reset Properties, creating space for champions to live. Big picture entertainment, big screens, big vibes, and big wins. And Hamilton Touchless Car Wash, keeping the team's ride shining for sponsoring us this season. As the Blue Greens look to reset here.
A little bit higher presser from the Outlaws. Blue Greens looking to play around it. Very dangerous, this. Cervantes there on the ball. Dangerous deep service. Blue Greens just missed a dangerous chance there. Lays it off. Cervantes, top of the box. Pokes it around.
Takes a shot on goal.
Outlaws
Off
get a
the
block
defender.
in and great punch there from Foster. Another big save from him.
Once again, just proving his value on the team here. Something you don't want to have to use, but good to
Fantastic
have.
play, though, from the Blue Greens here, though, JD. Another block there from Sasaki. Luckily, his arms were at his side. A little bit impatient there as Outlaws got to get further up the pitch. And games like this, if you sit deeper, you just invite that pressure. Sasaki again. Been one of the players of the match, I think, for Siouxland today is Sasaki, just cutting a lot out in the center of the park. Him and Abdul. Good center back pairing tonight. And gonna have to stay focused here for the last few minutes and not give anything up.
Definitely, Alex. The Blue Greens just having to see a lot of kicks on goal here for
Yeah,
Duluth.
looks like the call there is dangerous play playing on the ground. Made the initial challenge, but referee deemed he wasn't getting up and making it unsafe for the players as another dangerous opportunity here for number 11 on the Blue Greens. Looks like he'll be on the free kick.
That's going to be Joel McGuilans here. Decides to take his sweet time. Hopefully not going for a goal kick. Taking a goal
Yeah,
line in
there's
soccer,
a
sponsoring
lot of
us this
space
season.
there for him to chip it into. Very dangerous here. Foster comes a long way, misses it. Looks like a goal kick
I
is the call.
believe it's gonna be a goal kick.
Would have been a big moment there. The referee deemed it was 50-50. It looked like Foster was potentially a little bit late. Crunching challenge, though, either way, is we'll try and get a number for you on who's down.
Yeah, it's just the center ref and Foster standing right in the way.
Yeah,
Can't really see.
definitely a tense moment that could have gone either way potentially.
Absolutely, Alex.
The
Here,
Blue Greens are visibly frustrated, much like the Outlaws were a bit earlier.
Outlaws making a quick substitution here during the break connection. Show Sakurai.
Looks like that was number 5, the captain running in for the Blue Greens.
Show Sakurai is found for the Outlaws.
Looks like it was Wiles who went up for that challenge versus Foster as clock keeps ticking here closer to the end.
About 5 minutes to go, plus stoppage time here, as Foster has no sun in his eyes and giving his boys a chance to put numbers forward here.
Yeah. Got a yellow card here, it looks like. Someone maybe something was said.
Looking like that's on number,
Looking like it's on Wiles.
could be on Wiles, Jacob Wiles there.
Has to be something that was said on the way back after not getting that penalty kick call. Definitely wanted to make his opinion known after what he thought was a missed call.
Definitely, Alex. Sort of in my humble opinion, sort of a understandable but honestly foolish mistake to make, especially on a time like this.
Fantastic touch there for
Great pass,
Sakurai.
just Nayato. Great pass, but right to the head of the Outlaws defenders. I believe that's Wiles in the back line. Blue Greens send it way up the pitch here, and it falls out of play back to the Outlaws.
Thank goodness we got some ball boys today. They look like they're not getting too bored despite being 10, 11-year-olds from Diablos FC here in the Siouxland area. So thanks to them for being the ball boys today and being the mascots to walk out as Sakurai here looks to get through the center back as did not look like a good challenge here. Looks like a twisted ankle potentially from Wilson there. Wilson's been on a lot of tough challenges today. You can see why he's a little bit beat up today. Um, Definitely looked a painful one there, JD.
Absolutely, Alex. Not something you want to see for any player, really, but being a home team, it's a good sign. Meaning the boys are applying a lot of pressure, especially on the back line, despite the score still being 0-0 here as we enter the 87th minute. So about 3 minutes to go, plus stoppage time here at Bishop Hill Memorial Field.
As the Blue Greens pressing a bit higher here, and yeah, might see a lot of risk these last 3 minutes or so, JD, if I'm a betting man.
Should make for good soccer, hopefully in our favor here. Top of the box.
Yeah, should
Excuse me.
definitely leave some space open for both teams to attack. It's just what they do with that space.
Definitely, Alex.
Brilliant
As we've
play
been
there.
talking about all season or all game tonight. Just
Naito's
deep,
on. Great defending there from, I believe that's Cervantes. Is that left back for the Blue Greens?
definitely.
So then look to go very quickly here through.
Sasaki. Sort of the man of the match here, right behind Foster.
Thumping clearance. Brilliant again from Sasaki. Very solid player at the back, I will say, for the Outlaws this year. I think he's been one of their standout players this year and all the matches here at home, and then obviously some of the matches on the road where they've had some success as well. So just a solid defender, very good on the ball, good pace, can cover some of those mistakes, which is what you need in the back as Outlaws look to go forward here very quickly, JD.
Definitely, Alex. 88th minute plus stoppage time. Back and
Fantastic
forth.
win there.
Opportunities potential here. Right side by himself. The substitution. A little bit of pressure. Dancing as he begins to lose, and Blue Green's looking to recollect. Top of
Very,
the
very well done from Duluth there. Playing brave to play out of pressure like that, but they did well there for a moment.
as we got top of the box. Sakurai short. Ogawa. Ogawa breaks through the defender. opportunity pressure has at least one man right in front of him. Goes for the shot.
Looks like might be a corner or
Field goal.
goal kick.
Goal kick there. Ogawa earning himself there a field goal just high on the shot there. Something you don't want to see so late in the game as we enter the 89th minute plus stoppage time. Thank you to Goal Kick Soccer for fueling dreams and footwork for sponsoring us this season, along with Rent Sue, helping Siouxlanders say goodbye to landlords and hello to ownership as we get a deep pass here off the heads of the Outlaws.
About 1 minute till stoppages.
Sasaki,
Naito here, I think, has him beat for pace, but can't quite keep it in play.
definitely something you don't want to
Might
see
look
here.
for the Outlaws to press a bit higher here.
Blue Greens taking their time, really trying to kill the clock here. Looking like probably a deep pass, and just as I say it, it happens.
Sasaki somewhat deals with it.
Saki up the pitch. Beautiful shoulder there.
Touch. Ikegami.
Ikegami. Not sure how that's not a call.
Bit soft there, but I do think the referee deemed it right. He must have. Did look like the Blue Greens player just barely went through the back of the player.
Just barely.
Obviously, to the frustration of the few Duluth fans here that have supported their team.
Definitely, Alex.
Big moment here as the clock's about 10 seconds from striking 90 here, JD, as the crowd tries to rile up the Outlaws.
High pressure moment. This could honestly be the
This could
key
be
of all.
for the regular season crown, potentially.
This could be the key here, folks. As we hit the 90th minute. So we have now entered stoppage time. Opportunity here. By himself, whistle gets blown.
Naito serves it in. Fantastic defensive header from the Blue Greens.
Can the Outlaws capitalize and regain? They cannot. Blue Greens.
Now the Outlaws got to be careful on this counterattack, though, JD.
Right side, beautiful password.
Spencer does so well with that defensive header. That's not an easy position to be in.
Definitely not here. Wilson able to redirect and keep it in the possession of the Blue Greens. Stoppage time. Not sure how much left. We'll see once we find out, folks. Here, as the Blue Greens send it way up the field here. Not offside.
Looks like a high kick there.
A high kick. There's Kushida.
Yeah. Referee probably does good not making it a card there. He was trying to play the ball, JD. Just dangerous play. Cleat came a little bit high there.
As we play on here, Foster.
Again, folks, we don't know how much time's left. I probably guess around 3-4 minutes of stoppage time. We're probably about halfway through that now, JD.
Probably right about. So as Foster sends it way out of bounds here.
Right in front of the Blue Greens technical area.
Should be interesting to see which team's able to capitalize on these sort of last moment opportunities. Really going to expect to see some real desperation from both sides here.
Oh, and he lets it go. Can the Outlaws take advantage, JD? Oh, just overplays it.
Overplayed, folks. Top of the box still at play. Ikegami, and it rolls out, which means it's going to fall back.
That might have been the moment there. That might have been the moment, JD.
Could have been.
Just a bit of an overplay there.
Back into the possession of the Blue Greens goalkeeper here. As I'm sure we enter what is going to be the final play.
Yeah, any minute now.
Of tonight's match.
Gotta wait till the referee looks at his watch. Maybe one more attack, maybe one more chance in it either way. Hope it falls to the hometown Outlaws if so.
Hopefully, Abdullah recollects.
Abdul gotta do a little bit better there. Spencer gets him out of jail.
Spencer.
Yeah, they're sending everyone forward now. Looks like Foster will get on this and might be last chance saloon, as they say, JD.
Definitely, Alex, the standoff here. As it strikes metaphorical high noon in tonight's match. Going to see which team is able to pull off the kill faster.
Yeah, I'm imagining this might be it. Can the Outlaws strike late?
Foster.
Deep service. Ball's free as
it rolls
ball's out of bounds there. Outlaws have to go quickly here.
As ref allows for more playtime. Short pass.
Just got to get it forward now.
Sasaki.
Just got to get numbers forward. It doesn't have to be pretty now.
Just need a goal, folks. We don't need beauty. Beauty.
And that is it. It ends all scoreless tonight between your Siouxland United Outlaws and the Duluth FC Blue Greens. Obviously, a point shared both ways. really keep stuff open here in the NPSL North Conference. The Outlaws unfortunately miss an opportunity to strengthen their grip on the league standings and obviously set themselves up for potentially home field advantage for the playoffs. So obviously from a hometown standpoint, a little bit disappointing in that regard, JD. But I think overall, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was a fairly even game. Both teams had chances, both teams had moments, both teams had periods where they were on top of the game, for example. And yeah, it's one of those things where yeah, the Outlaws just got to regroup and go again back here on Tuesday. The Blue Greens got a quick turnaround at Sioux Falls Thunder, 5 o'clock tomorrow in Sioux Falls. So as a Outlaw fan, you know what we'll be rooting for in that match. But JD, anything else to add?
No, Alex, I think you summed it up perfectly here. That first half, sort of having both teams evenly matched up, really not having sort of big opportunities, as I kept talking about tonight. The players, especially for the Outlaws, sort of having those key solo moments, just not finding the connections that could enable them to capitalize on their solo skill into sort of goal scoring opportunities here. But that second half, Outlaws busting out of the gate there with just incredible speed and tactics, really putting the pressure on Duluth FC, but Duluth just able to handle it pretty well and honestly shift the momentum into sort of a more even and then eventually kind of in the favor of Duluth FC towards the end of the second half, as we saw sort of some golden opportunities there. But thankfully Foster just able to really prove why he's such a key player for the team here, as we end up here with a scoreless at the bottom of the 90th minute.
For sure. No, we appreciate everyone joining us today. Obviously, disappointing the Outlaws couldn't get all 3 points today. And we hope you join us back here Tuesday in person if you can make it, 6 o'clock, Bishop Elam Memorial Field for the last home game of the regular season against Joy Athletic Club, where the Outlaws will look to bounce back with 3 points. And if not, join us on the stream. We'll chat soon. Have a good night. Go Outlaws.